Hello, in this video we are going to cover the famous Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte garden. The Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte garden is a classic example of a French formal garden. It is also known as a Jardin de la France. This type of garden is characterized by its symmetrical layout, geometrically shaped flower beds, and meticulously trimmed hedges. Talking about the origins of architectural province, the garden was developed in the mid 17th century by landscape architect André Lenotre. Lenotre was commissioned by Nicolas Fouquet, the superintendent of finances to King Louis, to design the garden along with the Château itself. Talking about the brief overview, in this video, we are going to cover the Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte garden. It's renowned for its use of optical illusions known as trompe-l'oeil, which create a sense of depth and perspective. These illusions make the garden appear larger and more expansive than it actually is. One of the most striking features of the garden is the Grand Canal, a large body of water that reflects the chateau and surrounding landscape, creating a stunning visual effect. The garden is divided into distinct rooms, each with its own theme and style. These include the flower beds, the water parterres, and the green carpet, each offering a unique experience for visitors. The garden is also home to a variety of exotic plants and trees imported from around the world. These plants add a sense of luxury and exoticism to the garden, enhancing its beauty and appeal. The Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte garden served as inspiration for the famous Palace of Versailles garden, which was also designed by André Lenotre. Its influence can be seen in the symmetrical layout and elaborate design of Versailles.
Now let's talk about types of plants. There are low hedges, flowering plants, trees, and also fruit trees. Firstly, low hedges. The Chateau garden features low hedges of boxes or boxwood that are meticulously trimmed into geometric shapes. These hedges define pathways and pathways, adding a formal and structured look to the garden. Then, flowering plants. Colorful annuals like tulips, roses, and lilies are used in the pathways of the garden. These flowering plants create vibrant tapestries of color, enhancing the beauty of the landscape and providing a delightful sensory experience for visitors. Then, trees. Strategically placed alleys, including hornbeam, lime, and oak, frame vistas and provide shade in the garden. These trees also add vertical elements to the landscape to create a sense of scale and also grandeur. Lastly, fruit trees. Espaliers, which are fruit trees trained to grow flat against walls, were likely used in some section of the chateau. These fruit trees serve a dual purpose, providing both beauty and practicality by producing fruit for the chateau inhabitants.
Coming to elements and design principles, designed by André Lenotre, Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte is a stunning example of 17th century formal garden. The architect is considered one of the most important landscape architects in history. Grand axis. The central axis is the backbone of the Vaux-le-Vicomte garden. It unifies the different parts of the garden and creates a sense of progression and discovery for the visitors. As you walk along the axis, you are gradually revealed new vistas and features of the garden. The axis provides a sense of order, symmetry, and organization. It also allows visitors to experience the garden in a sequential manner. Parterres. These are elaborate design flower beds with intricate geometric patterns. Parterres add a touch of grandeur and artistry to the Vaux-le-Vicomte garden. The use of colorful flowers and geometric shapes create a visually stunning effect. The parterres also serve to connect Château with surrounding landscape. Bosquets. Interspread throughout the parterres are bosquets, which are wooded areas or compartments with scheduled walking paths and hidden fountains. These bosquets provide a sense of mystery and surprise as visitors explore the garden. Coming to the fountains and waterworks, water features play a crucial role in creating a sense of dynamism and delight in the garden. The sound of cascading water and glistening reflections add another sensory experience for the visitors. The fountains also served a practical purpose, that is providing water for irrigation and cooling. Statues and sculptures. The statues and sculptures are used throughout the Vaux-le-Vicomte garden to add a sense of grandeur and mythology. The sculptures often depict gods, goddesses, and other mythological features, as well as allegorical features that represent virtues or concepts. The statuary helps to create a sense of narrative and drama in the garden.
The spatial organization refers to how the various elements within that space are arranged and interact with each other. Some key aspects include layout, functionality, flow of how people move through the spaces, circulation patterns, entrances, exits, different zones within the space, hierarchy, and scale and proportion. The gardens of Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte are meticulously organized with each detail contributing to the overall grandeur and symmetry of the landscape. The garden is centered around a main axis that extends from the chateau's main building. This axis serves as the backbone of the garden design, leading visitors on a visually striking journey through the various sections of the garden. Various elements include parterres, which are ornamental flower beds, fountains reflecting pools, sculptures, and a central palace. The symmetry attained and at walks achieved a degree of perfection and unity. The shot is at the center of this strict spatial organization which symbolizes power and success. Here are some of the images which shows overview from the terrace, this palace which acts as a central point, and the water body which is the reflecting pool, and the trees which are at the same height. When we talk about the central part of the garden, we see four divisions: parterre, lawn, sculpture, and lastly the lush garden, which includes elements like confessional pond, that is reflecting pond, paths, fountain, statues, and the canal. Coming on to the plan of the ground floor of the chateau, firstly, we enter the vestibule, which is directly connected to the large hall. On the either sides, there is library and billiards room, then the dining room and the king's room, respectively, and then to the private zones, that is bedrooms. Lastly, we see the image of parterres of evergreen shrubs in ornamental patterns. Concluding, Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte's garden showcases formal French design with symmetrically arranged parterres, reflecting pools and meticulously integrated water features, creating a harmonious and visually striking landscape. Thank you.